All right. I am calling this Murray City Municipal Council meeting to order for August 11th. We have all council members present, as well as Mayor Hales, Brooke Smith, our city recorder, GL Critchfield, our city attorney, and Jennifer Kennedy, our executive director. If for those who would like to know that we have property tax impact statements in the back. For those who are interested, they also have comparisons with, the statement also has comparison to other cities of how our tax rate compares. So if you have not grabbed one, feel free to grab one. We'll now begin this meeting with a Pledge of Allegiance, and Greg Ballon will lead us. That's great. Okay, our first matter of business is a public hearing. So it's going to be a presentation of the property tax impact schedule, which includes a tax levy rate that exceeds the certified tax rate. Brenda Moore presenting.
So I will present this, and then I will present talk a little bit about tax increases. So the property tax impact statement, we're here because the state code, as amended, said that we needed to talk about this, and we're talking about it every single meeting that we talk about the budget. It's designed to make the public aware early and often about proposing tax levy increase, and it shows details about the increase. Our current property tax rate, if we didn't do an increase, would be 0.001370. Our revenue would have been $12 million. We're asking for $714,297 in new revenue. That makes our tax rate 0.001488, I believe. The estimated increase to Murray's property tax rate is 5.66%. And if you put that on your entire bill, it is 0.98% if you live in the Murray School District and 0.78% increase if you live in the Granite School District. The average estimated house of $614,000 in Murray, it's $26.46 a year, or $221 per month, and a business is $48.12 per year, or $401 per month. We're going to send this money. We're going to hire a new officer, and then which would allow him to staff the same here while putting a regional computer forensics lab specialist per state mandate. We're also doing market adjustments to police officers' salaries to make sure they're competitive, and the overtime amount will be increased so more hours can be spent on major investigations and incidents. The fire department, we will do market adjustments for firefighter salaries to ensure the firefighters are paid average with their peers, and actually increase their overtime to lessen the number of times the fire ships operate at minimum staffing. And the total, again, was $714,297. And that is the budget impact schedule. And then, would you want me to just go into the truth and taxation? I figured. Okay, truth and taxation public hearing. So it's a commonly used term. The statute was passed in 1985. It is designed so that just because your property value went up, your property taxes will not increase. The city is guaranteed the same property tax revenue plus new growth each year, and the mill levy will go down. A quick little explanation: in calendar 24, our tax rate was 0.001483. Calendar 25, our tax rate went down because we did no tax increase to 0.001403. Stop sharing. Sorry. That's okay. online. Why is that not? Do you want to X out of that one? So at least it's got gone. Two of them? There's two. That one. Oh. It looks like there were two of them. Yeah. I probably hit it twice. Okay. Now, we're doing this slightly different than normal. So the people online can see. There we go. Okay. Are you where I am now? Sorry. Okay. So this is how our property tax is calculated. 2024, our rate was 0.001483. In 2025, we did not do a property tax increase. The rate dropped to 0.001403. Because we were doing the 714,297 of requested revenue, it went up to 0.001448. Without it, without the tax increase, it would have dropped again to 0.001370. So everybody always wants to know where we are in the valley. We did this, calculated this with what they had proposed property tax increases. Anybody in green is doing a property tax increase. Murray is sitting down there in the lower, just below half, lower half. We have to include police and fire and public safety levies because our property tax does include police and fire. That's why we do property tax in Murray. Here is a list of everyone in Salt Lake County who is proposing property tax increases. There is a copy in the back if you are interested. Remember that this is only on the Murray City portion of your entire property tax. So it would be on, if you're in the Murray School District, it would be on the 17 cents that you pay of every dollar that goes to the city. 56 cents goes to the Murray School District. The Granite School District, it's 14 cents of your tax, and 59 cents goes to Granite School District. I already went over why it is needed. And we have had property tax increases in 2018 of 45%. We were asked to keep them small. So in 2022, we did 15. 23, we did 3.22. 24, we did 4.95. Nothing in 25, and this request is 5.66. And I already went over when we did the property tax impact statement, the how much the increase would be. And do you have any questions?
Any questions from the council?
I just like how you have the dollar amount. I really, really appreciate that because sometimes when the residents see this amount, they're thinking they're going to have to pay this whole thing every month, and it's not. And I like how you broke that down, and I also like how you have broke it down in how much is in the increase for the average citizen resident. I like that statement also. Thank you, Brenda, and thank you for all your hard work.
Brenda, could you go back to the slide that says Salt Lake County Notice of Proposed Tax Increases?
Yes.
I was just wondering if we could see that just a slightly bigger, briefly.
I can try.
Or you can go in presentation mode.
There we go. So
The largest one seems to be Cottonwood Heights at 42. Smallest one's probably West Jordan at 2.21. They did one last year. Oh, Midvale Public Safety is 1.73.
But of the cities, we're one of the lowest.
Yeah, we're right in there. And it's all dependent on when they did their last one. I don't think Cottonwood Heights may have ever done one, or they've only done one or two. So that will dictate how much of a percent they need.
And some of these cities with lower amounts have additional safety fees and
Some of them do too, yes.
thank you.
Thank you, Brenda. All right, we're going to move on to public hearing number 2, which is to consider an ordinance adopting the rate of tax levies for the fiscal year commencing July 1st, 2026 and ending June 30th, 2027. So this is a public hearing. So we have multiple ways that people can comment. So we'll open it up first to those who are in person. So if you are here, in person would like to comment on this, come to the microphone, state your name and your city of residence. You'll have 3 minutes to comment on this issue. And then Crystal has a form for you to fill out at the end. So if you'd like to comment, this is your time.
Hello, my name is Crystal Walker. I live in Murray in District 4. I just want to thank the council, first of all, for working through the budget and getting the amount that they want to raise down just a little bit. I'm a little bit partial. I'm married to a Murray City firefighter. He's just celebrated 25 years with the department. Times were a little bit lean during the recession, and the department was a training ground for other departments. Now that the fire department is paying better wages, they're seeing firefighters stick around a lot longer. Based on the nature of their job, their being a team is important, and developing those team skills over the course of time is important for their safety. So I want to thank you for helping. My interaction with the police is entirely social. I find them charming, and pray to God every day that my interactions with the police continue to just be social. But living in Murray is great. I think one of the best parks in the valley is in Murray, and every time you guys come through and ask for tax increases, I recognize that you guys have given this a great amount of thought. And I would ask anybody who is worried about this to think about what in the city they don't think we need. And we live in a city where our streets get plowed while the snow is still falling, so that we don't wind up stuck in our driveways. And we have, like I said, the park and the fire department, the police, and the parks. Yeah, those are like the 3 big things. But there's the public works that make sure the roads are nice and keep the curbs and the gutters and the storm sewer systems going. So, for anybody who is worried about this, I would ask them to think, what about this city they want to give up before they ask for you to not vote against this. So, thank you.
Okay. All right, we will then move on to the online or virtual comments for those who'd like to comment and are online. Okay.
There's no one online.
There's nobody online, so that makes it easy. Then we'll move on to written comments. Councilmember Bolin, you have one written comment from a citizen.
I do have a written comment from a citizen in District 3. Scott Goodman said, "I'm sorry I cannot be there in person. Would you please read this into the record?" And Scott does live in Murray on Spruce Glen Circle. Honorable Mayor and members of the Murray City Council, I respectfully submit this letter for inclusion in the public record as you consider the amended budget. I urge the council to fully evaluate two important points. There is a viable alternative to raising property taxes, and there are stronger, legally appropriate uses of impact fees than the proposed ninja course. Alternative to raising property taxes, Murray City still has access to state-authorized revenue option, the 0.1% arts and cultural sales tax. Many Utah cities already use this tool to support theaters, cultural venues, museums, and community arts programs. A voter-approved cultural tax would generate approximately $2 to $2.4 million per year, with a significant portion of that revenue coming from visitors, shoppers, commuters, and others who do not reside in Murray. This option provides meaningful financial support for cultural projects without increasing the property tax burden on homeowners. Before raising property taxes on every resident, the city should fully consider this alternative. Better use of impact fees. Impact fees are governed by strict law. They must fund growth-related system improvements, including the city's impact fee facilities plan. They cannot be used for discretionary amenities or projects that raise the level of service for existing residents. The proposed ninja course does not meet these criteria. It is a special amenity, not a growth-driven need, and does not expand system capacity. However, the city has stronger legally defensible options. Acquiring new parkland at 4700 South, 600 East is one of the best uses of impact fees. Land acquisition is explicitly allowed under Utah Impact Fees Act, directly serves new development, and preserves future recreation space before it becomes too expensive or unavailable. Trail extensions, park expansions, and recreation facility capacity improvements are also superior candidates. Conclusion, Murray residents deserve a budget that uses every available tool responsibly. The city should pursue a cultural sales tax option that does not burden homeowners and direct impact fees towards projects that meet legal requirements and support long-term community needs. Thank you for your consideration and thank you for your service to our community. Respectfully submitted, Scott Goodman, Murray, Utah.
Okay. Before I close, anybody join online?
No.
Okay, then I'm going to close the public hearing portion for this item, and I will give it to the council. Give it to the council for discussion, or I'll entertain a motion.
May I ask Brenda to clarify just a few points that were brought forward by resident Scott Goodman. Could you speak to the 0.1% arts and cultural sales tax that he proposed first?
That is also known as the ZAP tax, which is already done by Salt Lake County. And because Salt Lake County, it was actually started in Salt Lake County to support the zoo, arts, and parks. And then it became so that it expanded to, if your county does not do a tax, the 0.1, your city can do a 0.1. So there are cities out there, there are about 60 of them according to AI, if I can trust that, that says that they do have they call it RAP tax most of the time, recreation, arts, and parks. And there are cities out there that do have that, but we cannot because we are part of Salt Lake County, who already has the ZAP tax.
And Salt Lake County is at full discretion to use those funds how they see fit.
Yes, we get about $100,000 a year for our cultural arts program through the ZAP funds, and that's about all we have ever received from them through ZAP.
Okay, and then about impact fees, if we did not use impact fees for a ninja course, that wouldn't affect the amount of property tax increase.
No, it would not. We would probably just do the ninja course with other funds. Right now, in our opinion, or my opinion, it is a new amenity because it increases playground space within an existing park. And it also is designed for teenager more than, and we don't have any of those around. And then it is allowed for property purchase. As soon as we find a willing seller, that is the problem. You have to have a willing seller. The property that was mentioned is owned by Salt Lake City. I doubt that they're a willing seller. Somebody could ask. but they probably have a purpose for that.
Do we know where these particular impact fees came from, like which development or?
No,
But it doesn't matter because
Doesn't
these are
matter.
unattached and we can use them
yes,
anywhere
we can
within
use
the
it however
city.
I want,
And is there,
however we want.
is there a deadline to which we have to use these by?
We have to use impact fees within 5 years of when we collect them.
Okay,
And we have plans.
right. Okay, I think those are the questions I had.
Any other comments from the council? Okay, then I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve an ordinance adopting the tax rate, the rate of tax levies for the fiscal year commencing July 1st, 2026 and ending June 30th, 2027.
I second it.
I've got a motion from Councilmember Pickett and a second from Councilmember Cotter. Brooke, will you call the roll?
Mr. Pickett?
Aye.
Ms. Cotter?
Aye.
Mr. Boland?
Aye.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. Hawk?
Aye. And with that, the ordinance passes 5-0. We will now move on to our third item, which is to consider an ordinance adopting the final 2026-2027 fiscal year budgets for Murray City, including the library fund budget. So this is a public hearing off of this, so we will follow the same order. We'll start with those who are in person who would like to comment on this, on the budget for this year. You can come to the microphone, state your name and city of residence, and you'll have 3 minutes to comment. And then Krista will have a form for you to complete once you're done. Okay, seeing no public comment, we'll move to online. We have nobody online. So then do we have any written comments?
We do not.
All right. And then with that, we'll close the public hearing and we will I will give it to the council for discussion or a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the ordinance adopting the final 2026-2027 fiscal year budget for Murray City, including the library fund budget.
I've got a motion. Do I have a second on the motion?
I'll second.
Got a motion from Councilmember Turner and a second from Councilmember Pickett. Brooke, will you call the roll?
Mr. Pickett?
Aye.
Ms. Cotter?
Before I cast my vote, I would like the record show that I do not approve of the following two items on the agenda: Downtown Main Street USA and social media. With that being said, my vote is aye.
Mr. Boland?
Before I cast my vote, sorry, I should have made comment before, but I just wanted to say that I understand that property taxes are hard and it's not easy for the council to pass an increase in property taxes, and we realize that it's not easy for, even if it is an average of $2.40 a month for people, it's not an easy thing. And I never realized sitting on the other side of the dais what a hard thing it was. And but just know that we looked at it, and to be able to keep Murray City functioning the way that it should, and to support our employees, as mentioned, and to take care of our employees and retain good employees, it's essential to fund these things at these levels. And believe me, I mean, I've been sweating about it. If we could have cut more, we would have. But this is what it needs to be. And anyway, I just wanted to say that and cast my vote as aye.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. Hawk?
So I'll just echo the other council members of thank you to staff and everybody on the hard work on this budget. It's been a lot, and I know some of the trims were not your favorite, but thank you for going along with us and trying to do the best you can with it. And so I'm an aye. And with that, the budget passes on a 5-0 vote. Since that is our last item, we are adjourned.